Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and thanks for joining me today. I'm Aja McClanahan with Principles of Increase, where I help you discover and explore ways to increase in different areas of your life. This week, we're headed to the south part of the island of Puerto Rico to explore the world-renowned town of Ponce and the smaller village of Coamo, where I ran the famous San Blas half marathon. But before we get to the good stuff, please take a moment to hear a word from one of my channel sponsors. If you're a digital nomad or like me, spend lots of time traveling, listen up. What I'm about to tell you will change your life. Introducing Genki, the ultimate health insurance for world explorers just like you. Imagine roaming the globe without a care, knowing you're covered for any medical emergency. From scooter mishaps to tropical illnesses, Genki's got your back. With instant sign-up and quick claims, you can focus on your adventures, not paperwork. Don't let health worries hold you back. Choose Genki and travel with confidence. To get your free quote, just screenshot the QR code that you see here or check out the link in the description below. This story has more twists and turns than a mountain road in Puerto Rico, but here's the gist. I wanted to keep a promise I made to myself back when my kids were younger. Flashback to 2007 when I first got into running longer races. Over the years, I kept up the habit and noticed that some of the runners in my clubs were taking part in traveling races. Marathons, half marathons, 10Ks, you name it. I thought to myself, someday I'm going to do that too. Fast forward, a neighbor mentioned the San Blas half marathon, and the stars seemed to align for this to be my first foray into travel running. Thankfully, I didn't miss the opportunity because what a ride it turned out to be. But before we go on, I want to take another quick moment to remind you to like this video and please subscribe to my channel. If you aren't yet on my email list, go to principlesofincrease.com/newsletter to sign up and get regular updates about what I'm up to, freebies I'm giving out, and other opportunities to participate in and support the work of this channel. I really do appreciate you. All right, let's get back into it. As I mentioned, I am taking you along as I ventured to the south of Puerto Rico to make that long-time dream of being a travel runner come true. The adventure begins on Puerto Rico's north coast, where I am staying, and takes us all the way down to the beautiful southern region, home to Ponce, also known as La Perla del Sur, or the Pearl of the South. Ponce isn't just any city, it's Puerto Rico's second largest city, and it is rich in history, architecture, and culture. This gorgeous region is also close to Coamo, the host town for the world-famous San Blas half marathon. The San Blas event has been running since 1963, and it's considered one of the most prestigious races in Latin America, even attracting elite international athletes. The course's reputation, combined with the festive atmosphere in Coamo, makes it a bucket list race for many runners. And for me, half the fun was just getting down south. And so one of the easiest ways to get there from the north is to cut through Puerto Rico's lush central mountainous region. Along the way, you'll pass through towns like Arecibo, Utuado, and Ajuntas. Driving this route on PR10 is an adventure on its own. Picture winding roads with sharp curves, precarious edges that drop into steep valleys, and breathtaking views of the verdant landscape. Be ready for cooler temperatures, misty rain, and overcast skies that provide a stark contrast to the sunny coastlines. If you're behind the wheel, just take it slow and steady because those roads demand your full attention. Okay, guys, you hear that? It's part exhilarating, part nerve-wracking, and totally worth it. After about an hour and a half of driving through the mountainous area, we reached the southern region and the climate shifted dramatically. Goodbye cool, misty mountain air. Hello, dry, hot, and dusty heat. In February and March, the Ponce area typically experiences warm temperatures with very little rain, making the surroundings less lush compared to the central mountain greenery. But once we arrived, our first stop was actually to Coamo to pick up my race packet. The San Blas half marathon brings the tiny town to life with reportedly over 250,000 spectators, including locals and international visitors. The energy is absolutely insane and buzzing. Alongside packet pickup, the town hosts plenty of pre-race activities, including community events, music, and meetups for runners. For our overnight stay, we headed to Ponce and checked into one of my favorite lodging options, an Airbnb. Fun fact, I scored this quaint little spot for about $22 using my annual Superhost coupon. The property was tucked away in a quiet area and surrounded by fruit trees, including passion fruit, which, believe it or not, I had never seen growing from a tree before in real life. But after settling in, we did turn to Google Maps to locate our next mission, which was food, of course. And we could not agree on tacos or burgers, so we actually settled on doing both. We ended up at a spot called Burgers and Cheesecake in downtown Ponce. I think you'd call it that, like the downtown area or the pueblo. And we split a solid burger, nothing too fancy. I think it might have even been called like the Americano or some type of American plain Jane burger. Had fries, which were just kind of onion rings, super yum. And then we had this very zesty lemon cheesecake that I would give a solid 7 out of 10 because it's just kind of hard to find good cheesecake here in Puerto Rico. I think there is like a different style of cheesecake that they do here, and it often does not have crust. We just haven't had a lot of success. So this was a nice departure from all the cheesecake that we've tasted here on the island. So after our first dinner, we went into what I think would be called the town Plaza. We found a decent taco place called Jalapeño's Cantina and Tacos, where we tried the grouper fish tacos. And the highlight of the meal for me was learning how to ask for the correct kind of hot sauce in Puerto Rico. I'm gonna go on a quick rabbit trail here because I think it's important. Because some of you all don't know that Puerto Ricans are very different from other Latin Americans, like Mexicans, for example. They really don't like spicy foods. As a result, it can be tough to get hot sauce here in a restaurant, like proper hot sauce. So at this taco joint, I learned to ask for pique de la casa, or you could also say pique casero. Otherwise, you could end up with something like Tabasco or sriracha, and those just don't cut it. So Jalapeño's Cantina and Tacos deliver on great hot sauce that lit up our meal in the best way. And of course, everywhere I go, I have to get a passion fruit mojito. Well, I get a nojito because I don't really like the alcohol. I just like the passion fruit. So after dinner, we headed to Ponce's iconic downtown plaza, where we stumbled right into a whole carnival. Think vibrant costumes, lively music, delicious food stands, and a celebration so full of life it's nearly impossible not to join. Carnival is a tradition celebrated across the Caribbean, and Ponce's version is called Carnaval Ponceño, and it dates back over 160 years. It's a week-long event with parades, masks, and live entertainment that fills the plaza with excitement. Aside from the festival, we admire Ponce's historic Spanish architecture and also the Parque de Bombas, which is a very striking red and black firehouse turned into a museum that is pretty much a local icon. And though I was tempted to stay right there to dance the night away in the plaza, I had to call it an early night. Even with my good intentions to hit the hay early, my race day actually began with chaos. I overslept due to some issues with one of my rental properties, and I had this lingering cough that just kind of got worse once I got down there. It was so dry and like just dust and pollen everywhere. But anyway, before we get to the drama of the story, I want you to please take a quick moment to listen to a message from one of the channel sponsors. If you're not using home exchange, you're missing out. Imagine traveling the world, staying in unique homes, and saving money. With over 200,000 members in 155 countries, Home exchange is revolutionizing travel. Experience authentic local living, make new friends, and create unforgettable memories. I recently used the home exchange platform to score a great condo in St. Thomas Virgin Islands, just steps away from Sapphire Beach. Then I vacationed like a local by getting a spacious, well-equipped home in a peaceful neighborhood that was perfect for my family's Eastside Island tour in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Offer the low cost of a nominal annual membership and cleaning fees for each stay. The best part is that I can use guest points or swap homes with many others who also happen to be Airbnb hosts, which typically means a clean, professional vacation home. Screenshot the QR code that you see below or click the link in the description to create your free account so you can start earning points for free stays or swapping homes with others all around the world on the Home Exchange platform. Don't just visit a destination, live it. Join Home Exchange today and unlock a world of possibilities. Basically what happened was I got there late, first of all. Then I took the wrong bus. There's a different bus for like spectators and then for the athletes starting. And I had to walk a full 3 miles just to get to the starting line, you all. Which, by the way, I reached an hour later. It felt so crazy walking against all of those like focused runners, but I will say that one upside was seeing the elite athletes pass by early on. I don't think I've ever been able to do that in a race. So I was feeling pretty low. I actually was like kind of pouty and ready to give up, but I decided to make the best of the situation. I started cheering on the other runners as I was going in the other direction because it was really important for me to start at the start. And I made the most of my awkward pre-race track during that time. And the spectators were like, what is she doing? Pretty sure people thought I was crazy. And one of the best parts of the situation was at one point, 2 lady cops pulled up beside me and they actually offered to stay with me, and they were like, we're gonna be with you until the end, because I guess they were like, why is she so late? But eventually I was able to catch up with other runners. The course was very hilly, much hillier than I anticipated, and I tackled this crazy hill called, I'm gonna see if I can pronounce this right, El Ajoguillo. And then when you come out of that hill, and it takes forever to get up there, but when you come down, you're kind of running the race downhill. So that was really a blessing because I was spent. It was really hot there, dry, all that. So just when I thought I couldn't take any more uphill, the course rewarded me with a long, glorious descent, you all. And the other runners and spectators were so encouraging along the way. And honestly, their energy kept me going. So despite everything, the late start, the hills, the unexpected heat, I actually finished. And you know what? It turned out being lots of fun, even though there was like a bumpy start. So this whole adventure turned out to be both a personal milestone and an unforgettable weekend, you know, despite starting late, going up hills, and not being used to the hot, dry climate. I finished, and it turned out to be like a super fun experience and a great weekend.